Alright, this is going to be the instructions for tuning and setting up liners and shaders on the Fusion solution. I have made the new Fusion now adjustable, and I have to get one right out of the locker in here, because I don't have enough of these made yet. I'm getting ready to put these on the market this week. I think I'll start running about $250. But I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this or not. But here's an old Fusion. Now it's got a plug on it, but still, nevertheless, you see that this old Fusion is a 1/2 inch wide design frame. This is all 1/2 inch steel. Well, and this phenolic piece of material right here, which is an insulator that's being used as the top clamp on the spring. The problem with that is, as hard as that stuff is, it's still not hard as steel, and what ends up happening is that it moves further up than it should, and the spring, not always, only like 10% of the ones out on the market broke springs, but that to me is unacceptable. So I re-engineered the new Fusion, which is this one. It looks a whole lot like the old one, but now you can see that it's been made out of 5/8 inch. You can see that it's been made out of 5/8. I'm going to target back here. 5/8 of an inch wide, and then it's been turned down to a 1/2 inch in the front. I'll put a bigger trough in here, hollowed this pocket out. Here's the old one. Also turned this into a cake, what's like a cake pan back here. And let me find something to point with. You're going to try a needle bar. Excuse my reach. Right here, let's see if we can get this any closer. Right here and right here are two sliding pieces of steel. One of them is your bottom fulcrum, just like this piece on a standard on one of my standard tattoo machines, and the top piece is the clamp. Then you have the phenolic on top of it. So in order to change, this now is set up as a shader. Okay, make sure my guys did it right. See, make sure it runs. They run phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. This is set up as a shader because these two small pieces of steel, they have a slot in them. They won't fall out. They slide back into the pan, or they slide forward, and the phenolic holds it all together. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the top end off of, we're going to turn this shader into a liner. I'm going to show you how to do that simply, okay? Alright, I'm going to put my pointer over here. Now, first of all, never, when you're doing this, never, ever, ever take that screw completely out, because what you're going to find underneath there is a bird cage of confusion for most people. So all you really want to do is just crack it loose about 2 turns. In other words, so you can reach in and pull the spring out. Alright? Now this one's already set up as a shader. So in order, now this one's, where's my liner? Oh, the liner I didn't take off this machine yet. Let me grab this real quick. This is the liner spring I set up earlier this morning that we just changed that out and went over with. But those two little pieces right there, these two little wafers, they're 2 little steel wafers that are slotted, and the screw goes through them. So they can fall forward without falling out. Best way to do it is just tap it like that. I got a glass table, I can't hit this so hard. You see how they slid forward? Okay, that's the same thing as moving this saddle back and forth. Okay, so all we do to turn this into a liner is you set you up liner spring, same spring on the rear. If you want this stiffer, change it to a 20 gauge. If you want it lighter for a shader, change it to a 15. We've got a liner. We have a liner set up. I'm going to take the contact screw and move it all the way out of the way. Now, right there is where it should set. Okay, but your upper and lower fulcrum and clamp are in the back position. So what you have to do is just give it a tap and see how they just slid forward. Then all you have to do is just knuckle down on this screw. Make sure that this is over top, just like that. Now my saddle, none of that changed. It didn't slide back when I did it. If it does, just get it barely snug and tap it on the table again and they'll slide right forward. Now you've shortened the distance between your fulcrum and the end of your armature bar, which is going to make it tighter, even using the same gauge spring. Okay, same width, same gauge. Then you just need to straighten it a little bit. What you want to do is just get it all lined up straight. Now, if for some reason that it's not straight, just loosen a little bit. And there's just enough play in here to where you can get it to line right dead up over top of that front coil. It'll line dead up over top of that front coil. And then you want to snug your phenolic back down. Okay, because of the width of the inside of this pan and the width of this spring, it can't go but so far in both directions. Now, if you wanted to put a little bit of length in your throw, since this is all out of the way, all you have to do is just push up on this. And that gives you your length, right? All you just done was roll the spring a little bit, okay? Now, there's two holes. There's two holes in the top of this. The forward one is for the shader because the spring is longer. And the rear one is for a liner because the spring is shorter. And you just put it in the rear hole. This is your locking device. Just put it in the rear hole and screw down on it and lock it. Shazam, just that quick. You turn it, well, let me say it's real early in the morning for me. But the way this mechanism is all made up inside, you should never have to worry about any shorts or anything like that. Now you have a liner. I mean, it runs like nobody's business. There's no side plates. So your magnetic bloom, when your magnetics go off, it sets off a, I'll get into that later.